Welcome back to the channel, Crypto Tro. I am Crypto Tro, bringing you the latest and the greatest in cryptocurrencies. And today, man, we're going to talk about Meerkat Finance and the new V2 forms that they just announced. So we have new MMF emissions, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to go over that. We're also going to talk about price and much more. So make sure you stay tuned for what's next. And I got to let you know also, I am not a financial advisor, man. Always consult with the financial advisor before you get into the crypto space, because right now we are in a bear market and you can lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing. So make sure you consult with the financial advisor before investing in any asset class. So enough of that spiel. Let's get straight into it. I'm not going to waste time. Let's go straight into it. MMF, what is the price talking about? So currently on deck screen, and we can see this is the MMF and the Wrap Crow pair. So we can see, man, since August or since early August, we've been dropping it like it's hot. You know what I'm saying? Prices were at, 7 cents, and it got all the way down to that 1 cent area. But now we are on a slight uptrend, just a little low-key uptrend, and this is the last 24 hours. So this is MMF on the Chronos blockchain. And right now, like I said, these past couple of days, we have been in a slight uptrend. So if you got in at the bottom, you could have made you some profits. But we still don't know what's determined or what's going to happen, just because we are in a bear market. And it's super hard to call, man. I'm telling everybody, we don't know what's going to go on, especially since the emissions as far as tokens on the MMF platform are about to hit the 500 million mark. So when we look at MMF on the Polygon network, we can see in the last 24 hours, we are up 3%. But just look at that chart, man. It's not looking, too shabby for the Polygon MMF. And like I said, I always said this. I knew this was going to happen pretty much. I said it when it first happened. Like I said it when it first dropped. Absolutely. We're going to see, of course, that price go all the way up. We're going to see, that price go crazy on launch day. But in a bear market, it's hard to hold $1 billion on a new project that hasn't really been around that much. So I kind of assumed it was going to drop, but I didn't know it's going to go from $1 to all the way to 4 cents, man. Like, that just absolutely tanked. But that's a part of it. It is the crypto space, and these companies and these projects are new. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's a rug pull, but people are still getting a feel about how to run these different projects and what's the best way to go about it. So let's talk about the finalized launch of veMMF and Master Chief V2. So emissions, activation for V2 and veMMF. So hi all, MMF emissions for V2 has just started. You should start to see MMF rewards being distributed. Next up, we will be reducing the rate of emissions for V2 and V1 slowly over time to hit the target MMF per block that will make it sustainable for token prices. So these are the forms on V2. I'm going to go to the actual MMF website and show you guys as well. So at the same time, V feature or veMMF feature has been fully launched. You may start locking your MMF tokens into the voting escrow contract, of which you will get to earn MMF rewards. You will also receive veMMF tokens that represents your voting power. Voting power will be important in the launch of our next feature. We will create liquidity gauges so that external projects can begin bribing veMMF holders. veMMF holders can vote for the project they wish to see a form for. So at the beginning, we will be allocating close to 10% of MMF emissions for all external projects. We will increase allocations when we onboard more projects. External projects will be assigned a percentage of this MMF emissions depending on the amount of votes they get. Assuming they manage to lock in 50% of veMMF votes, they will receive half of the intended emissions for their project. Over the next 1 to 2 weeks, our team will be deploying 2 new features. So 2 new features to look forward to on MMF is the voting gauges. So allows you as a ML or veMMF holder to vote for projects that you believe in. You'll potentially receive token bribes from external projects as an incentive for voting for their project to receive emissions. As a voter, you will be able to see the amount of rewards you will potentially be allocated. Each voting window lasts for 2 weeks. So I think this is major, just because we know projects are going to come into the ecosystem, into the Chronos blockchain. So having this voting gauge and pretty much having veMMF holders be able to vote and see what project will be on the platform is big, in my personal opinion, because that's what they should have been doing from the beginning. Especially project, even if it's projects in their own ecosystem. Like some of these projects in the ecosystem truly doesn't truly have a use case as far as how it's gonna help the world, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think I'd like to think of it bigger, not just on a crypto point, but I think mass adoption with these projects has to come from what would these projects do to help make life easier or help people make money, or some things like that, not just continuing to do these high APRs and using other projects to build on top of projects, and it's almost like a Ponzi scheme, just collapsing, man. So we should have did that from the beginning, but it's okay because they are making up for it with this voting gauge now. So management dashboard. So allows external projects to easily vote for and to create bribes to incentivize voters. As a project that intends to get liquidity, you will be able to use our tools to incentivize users to vote for you. Each window of bribes lasts 2 weeks, and you will be able to assign varying amounts of bribes per window. I don't like that they use like bribes. I don't like that. I don't know how they use that word, but I like this too. I mean, I guess it is a bribe, but I feel like they could have kind of worded it a little different. It just sound kind of, I don't know, it just sound weird. But anyway, I like this idea, just being able to reward or make people want to get your project by giving them or incentivizing them to vote for the liquidity. So that's something that's major too. And it helps people or the users feel like the project actually cares about them and actually cares what they think. So if you have carefully been observing the on-chain data, just like our team has, you will be pleased to know that close to 9 million MMF tokens have been locked into our V contract thus far. This represents close to 2% of our circulating supply that is currently locked up. Users will not be able to sell any of these MMF tokens. The most amazing part, our users are absolutely raring to get started with governance, and this is why we see such enthusiasm despite there being no emissions for veMMF holders yet, no utility for veMMF yet. This is a bullish indicator which shows a huge amount of faith that our users have in us to deliver. These statistics give us the confidence that our governance feature will now be well received and will definitely induce supply shocks for the ML token and get token prices to start booming again. Well, I'm not going to lie. I hope this will change around or help the MMF project, because everything's been going crazy in this bear market, and I just want to see the project get or faith being restored back in the project. I think a lot of people still like the project. A lot of people still are talking about it, but at the same time, we got to understand, man, you got to listen to the community, and I feel like a lot of people are saying like they need to focus on MMF, veMMF, and just maybe one or two, most 3 projects at once, but don't try to create all these launch pads which leave the users bag holding with tokens that are useless and have no utility. So it's like for project owners that are interested in potentially getting cheap liquidity forms, now is the time to start accumulating MMF tokens. So that's the article pretty much. I know a lot of people have been wanting to know, like, okay, when are they going to turn off the forms for V2? And we can see this tweet. They said this yesterday. Vault migration from V1 to V2 completed. Your LPs are staked on vaults. We'll be utilizing MMF emissions for V2 forms instead of V1. So after this vault migration, we will reduce emissions on V1 forms to transit us towards our V2 forms. With this in mind, we have approximately 12 days left for all users to remove their LPs from V1 form and shift to V2 forms. Please do so ASAP. So I'm on MMF right now. Like I said, we do got the forms on the regular forms and the V2 forms. Now, they gave us 12 days. It was from September 27th, so from yesterday. So now it's 11 days. But all you got to do is pretty much just transfer your form tokens or your LP tokens from V1 to V2. So a lot of people already been doing it. We see right now MMF on V1 is only like 1.6 million in liquidity, but when we go to V2, we can see on V2 right now MMF and Crow is at $3 million liquidity. So APRs are high as well. We can see on V2, we see some high APRs, man. MMF USDC at 300%, MMF USD at 200%, and we can see these good APRs even with the standard stable coins, we can see USDC and USDT 4% on the year. That's really cool. Because 4% is a lot if you have a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Making 4% on your money is pretty decent, especially in a stable coin when it's less likely for you to have a permanent loss. And this project is one of the top projects, so I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. But that's just my personal opinion. Now, these projects do become insolvent fast, especially in a bear market. But I believe MMF is going to hold up through this and really make it happen. So that was the pools on or farms on V2. This is the pool on V2. We can see right now 72 million MMF stake. And right now the APR is 48%. So this is the only pool they have right now on V2. And then when we go to veMMF, we can see the last 7 days you could have earned 48% on the MMF, pretty much locking up your MMF. And I'm pretty sure that's like if you lock your MMF up for like a year and things like that, because this is the lockup. So you can pretty much have control or votes in the ecosystem. So me personally, I'm not locking up MMF right now because I don't not necessarily know what the plan is. I want to see them actually talk about the game again, man. I want to see them talk about the game. Because me personally, I already think it's a lot of DEXs in the crypto space. I don't think we necessarily need another DEX, but I think if you have a crypto game, I believe it's essential, not necessarily essential, but I believe it's easier for you to have a DEX connected to that game to complement it. And that's what I'm looking for from MMF. Not another launchpad, not another whatever, but I want them to actually develop this game because I believe they're super bullish for the project, man. In my personal opinion, because we know crypto is growing, GameFi is growing. Just both sectors put together is going to make crazy games, not only just games, but make it a big project as well, man. So that's my video for today, Crypto Tro. If you like this video, hit that notification bell, man. Get all of my videos directly to your phone with the notification. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm out of here.